Hi, everyone. I'm going to give us just a minute to jump on and get this started. Bring up these slides here. My dogs are upstairs barking because my husband just got home. Got to exit out of some stuff here in order for this to come up. Hold on just a second. Too many screens open. Who else has that issue? Hashtag Beachbody coach issues. And Sean is on with us. You will not hear her talking, unfortunately. The computers are not syncing tonight. But you will get Annie, and she is there. Maybe we'll be able to hear her by the end of it. Okay, there it is. Okay. So, welcome to week 3 of our Dash to Diamond group. I'm going to be talking to you tonight about getting your coaches started right. So this is something that a lot of you have been asking questions about and that we felt it's really important to cover on one of the trainings with you guys, because it is something that has taken us even a while to create our systems of how to get coaches started right and how to really create that team atmosphere to keep everybody motivated. It is not always easy, but it's something that we just have to do in order to become great leaders. So I want to start off with a quote that I heard, and when I was going through my notes from Summit from last month, I came across and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. And you guys, this is something that I needed to hear when I was creating this presentation for you guys. So I really hope that you take this to heart and write this quote down, remember it. One of the coaches, a top Beachbody coach who presented at Summit, said, if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run long, you run together. And I wrote this down, I think number 1, because she told us to, and number 2, because every time I reset it in my head, I heard it even more. And what I took away from this quote was, you know, I can run fast as a coach. I can hit Success Club 20. I can hit Success Club 40. Sometimes I've even hit Success Club 50. But that was me alone. That creates, yes, commission. Yes, that creates challengers. Yes, that creates excitement because I'm helping change lives. But if I want to run long in this business, and if I want to build a strong foundation of people that I can help, I have to do this together with my team. I have to build a team of leaders who can do this with me so we can reach even more people and get our hands out there and our information and our inspiration and our motivation out there to even more people. So you have to make sure that, yes, you're hitting your own goals, but you're helping your coaches get started right. You're helping them create those goals. You're helping them get into trainings. We're going to go through all this information tonight, but you really have to make sure that you're focusing on doing this as a team. There's no I in team. I mean, we hear that growing up all of the time. My parents always made it such a big deal to be working as a team, as a family. So in the future, we could work as a team with other people. And it's something that you have to think about those coaches that you're adding to your team. And as you're building your team to Emerald and Diamond and Ruby, that you're thinking about all those other people along with you. So let's get started. The onboarding process with building your team and getting coaches started right. One of the first things that I do when I have a new coach sign up is I have a welcome email. I know Sean has this for her team. I have it for my team. Google Drive, coach files, on the team pages. Get that email out to new coaches, whether they are just wanting to coach for the discount I send it to them. You never know the possibilities of what is going to come when you send somebody the opportunity of coaching. Maybe then they'll want to become a hobby coach, or if they're even signing up just as a hobby coach, I still send them that welcome email. And of course, if they are wanting to work the business, they are getting that welcome email ASAP so that they can get started right away. They're excited, they're fired up, they're wanting to get the ball rolling, and I want to help them do that as well. Within that email, we have our Getting Started Right videos. So coaches have about 30 to 45-minute video from either Sean or myself presenting basic information about coaching so they can get started right away before we even have the opportunity to get on the phone with them and do their Getting Started Right phone call. So that email will go through the steps of coaching. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've done my video, I feel like. But it just goes through a lot of the steps of coaching, basic information like Success Club, setting up and going through their online office. So that Getting Started Right video and that welcome email are so important. The email also teaches them how to go through and set up their electronic fund transfers for when they get paid commissions. So when I have a coach that, signs up and I send them the email and then they do their first sale, they sign up their first person, they make sure that they get that electronic fund transfer when they're paid that following Thursday. So that's important too. So we'll do a Getting Started Right call is what we do next. And I'll go over more information with you in a minute about that Getting Started Right call. But as soon as possible, get on the phone with that coach to talk about coaching, talk about their goals, all of that information. Also, you can let them know about the Google Drive documents. You can put that in the email that they can ask for those documents, as well as looking at the Files tab on your team page. That will also have information as far as different documents, and verbiage, and scripts, and links for videos, and links for signups, recipes, how-tos. Those are all on our team pages under the Files tab. With the onboarding process, you want to make sure that you're starting to create some systems for your team. You can take the systems that Sean or myself have shared with you, make them your own, share those with your coaches, but creating systems, whether it's verbiage. I just had one of my coaches message me tonight asking for verbiage that I had for a specific question that she wanted to post about. So I have that verbiage in a document and I copy and paste it and I sent it to her and she's going to create her own, but it gave her something to go off of. Systems such as your challenge groups, your posts that you use in your challenge groups, or the system that you have for setting up a challenge group, just those basic things that for some people might be overwhelming. Those systems can be documents and they can be videos. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel more confident that you would be able to present to somebody or that you feel like you could have had as a new coach that would make it easier, that's what you want to do. With that onboarding process, I always ask my new coaches if they would like myself to introduce them as a coach, and I also encourage them to introduce themselves as a coach. This is something that sometimes new coaches will say, well, I want to get the program under my feet first before I start introducing myself as a coach because I want to make sure that I help myself before I'm helping other people. And, you can tell them that's great, but they can also still start sharing with people through their social media what they're doing to start sparking interest. And if they feel like they aren't ready to host their own challenge group, then they can do a challenge group and have their people join in with you in your next challenge group as well. That way they're feeling supportive, and if they only have 1 or 2 people that sign up, then they're still having a good community support. With that onboarding process, you also want to make sure that you are getting people into a Girl Boss training right away. And I talk about this in my email. I'm sure Sean has it in hers too. But the Girl Boss training is something, it's 2 weeks. You guys have all been through it. It's very crucial for creating successful coaches. We're going to talk about that in a minute as well. But making sure you get them into the next Girl Boss training and as soon as possible. If a Girl Boss training has just started and you don't want them to have to wait a month to get into the next one, you can always let them know, hey, we just had a group that started Monday. It's a basic training group. I can add you in and you can play catch up. Another option is, say the group is almost over and you don't want them to have to wait 2 more weeks. Sean and I have also put those post those videos and the assignments into a document that we can send to those new coaches. So if they want to get started sooner and faster, they can use that document to watch the videos and do the daily assignments. And then ask us with any questions that they may have. And then with the onboarding process, you want to help them create an action plan. So you're going to be talking to them on the Getting Started Right call about these action plans, and we'll go over that more. But you guys know that you've created, I hope, your own action plan. Are you going to be hitting Success Club 5 or 10 every month? Are you reaching for Emerald within your first 30, 60, or 90 days? Are you pushing for Diamond within the first 6 months or faster or longer? Whatever that action plan is, you then need to help them break it down into, if they wanted to be able to quit their full-time job in the next 6 months. All right, let's be hitting Success Club 10 every month. Let's be pushing for Emerald and Diamond in the next 6 months. Helping them create that action plan so that they can move their business forward and be reaching towards those goals that they have. So more about that Getting Started Right call and why I was kind of not steering into that right away. That Getting Started Right call, you definitely want to make sure, again, you're getting on the phone with those coaches as soon as possible. Make sure that they've watched and looked through the email that you sent them so that they already know those basics, so that when you're talking to them, you're not having to go through and explain Success Club 5 and 10 all over again completely. But of course, they might still have questions, and you can then answer those questions right away on the Getting Started Right call. That call is typically about 20 to 30 minutes long. Sometimes it can go longer than that, especially if you're really getting to know that person, or if you already know that person and you're just, reconnecting and playing catch up on where life has been, then it can sometimes take longer than 30 minutes too. But the business part of it, I try to keep to 20 to 30 minutes with these calls. People's time is precious and crucial, but you definitely want to help them get started right, of course. So on that call, some things that you're going to discuss with them are, one thing that I put there was the ropes. And this is a document. I have it on my team page under the file section, and I can also post the document in the Dash to Diamond group as well. But ropes stands for, and I'm going to try to remember because I always have to write it out because I'm ridiculous with that kind of thing when I'm talking to a new coach. And you talk to them about their why. You talk to them about reading personal development every day, which is the R. You talk to them about 100 names, making a list of 100 names for the O. P, see, I'm already forgetting. P stands for, I don't know, posting. That's what it is. See, I have it listed below. And then you just go through that whole system. And again, I'll post that so that I don't have to go through it all with you, but it lays it all out for you in the document. So you want to discuss with them their goals. What are their goals? Are their goals, like I said, hitting Success Club 5 or 10? Is their goals just to get a discount? Are their goals to be making $200 within their first month of coaching to cover their cost of Shakeology? And why is it that they want to coach? Really dig deep. And sometimes I have to ask why over and over and over again with my new coaches when I'm talking to them. So why is it that they want to coach? What is that deep down why that can really potentially maybe make them cry? Maybe they want to quit their job, stay home with their kids. They hate their job. They want to get their husband home from the military or pay off debt that they've been struggling and just swimming in forever. What is that deep down why? And so somebody gives me a reason, well, I want to help other people. Well, we all want to help other people, but why is it deep down that you want to help people? Is it to help pay off debt? Is it to help retire from your job? Really getting down to those deep down whys so that they know going forward what they're pushing for. And when they, kind of want to step back, you can help remind them, like, I want to really help you reach your goals of this, this, and this because you want to do this. So reinforcing that why again. I also just review with them the 3 vital behaviors. It's something that is in the Getting Started Right video within the welcome email, but just kind of reviewing with them how important those are. Those 3 vital behaviors, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, especially since you're in this Dash to Diamond group, those vital behaviors are so important. It is so easy sometimes, you guys, to just skip personal development for a day or 2 or even a week because we are just so busy and we feel like it's busy work to do personal development, but it's so important for our own self because we are our own boss. Nobody is teaching us. We have to teach ourselves. So it's so important to be doing that personal development every day. It's so important to be taking care of ourselves and being a product of the product. It's so easy to be focusing on other people and to let ourselves go. And that is what we're here to do. We're here to make ourselves healthier and stronger from the inside out. And we need to make sure that we're teaching our new coaches to make that a priority too. I also talked to my new coaches on their Getting Started Right phone call about Success Starters. So we're right away then talking about Success Club and how important that is and how they can earn a ticket to Summit for next year and how they earn prizes and how if they're Emerald, then they start getting those Success Club leads and customer leads when they're hitting Success Club 5 and 10. So really making that, especially if their goals are to be building a business, make sure you're talking to them about hitting Success Club 5 and higher in their first 3 full months of the business so they can get that Success Starter ticket. And we're going to be talking more about that in a couple of minutes and how that can make a difference in their business as well. The 100 names, I already reviewed that. You can give them the memory jogger because sometimes people think 100 names is super easy and some people feel like 100 names, like how am I going to do that? So I just kind of give them some tips, like going through their Facebook friends list, going through their coworkers, family friends, those types of things to help them create that list of 100 names. And I usually ask them to get that done in the next couple of days so that then they have that list to start connecting with people off of. I talked to them about the importance of posting on their Facebook and how Facebook kind of works because I know it's something that we talk about in the Girl Boss Basics group and in other trainings, but letting them know that when they post on Facebook and they're posting their workout picture every morning or every night, not everybody's going to be seeing that just because of the way that Facebook works. So making sure that they know to post 3 to 4 times a day and to be posting about more than just Beachbody and be posting also about just their life and their story and what their hobbies are, that kind of thing too. So letting them know right away just some ideas of things to be posting about, especially if there's somebody who is not comfortable or who hasn't been posting regularly on Facebook. I have coaches who sign up and they are great in the challenge groups. And then you look at their Facebook and they post maybe once a month. So I tell them, well, maybe for you, we need to ease into things. So instead of posting 4 times a day, we're posting 1 to 2 times a day, so morning and night, when more people are on Facebook and really hitting that market. I also tell my coaches that they can set reminders on their cell phones so that they remember when to post so that they get those posts out there as well. You can also talk to the new coaches on the Getting Started Right call about challenge groups in the system and how that helps them with hitting Success Club as well. So with that, you can just give them the basic layouts. And like I said, I will let my new coaches know if they want to, they can join me in my next challenge group with their challengers and we can co-run it together. That way they have that support and it's a bigger group because sometimes coaches, when they do their first paid group, they may only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people and they just feel like they want a bigger community. So explaining to them that system, most coaches who sign up, I say most because it is most, 90 to 99% of coaches who sign up have already been in a challenge group. So they already know this system, but letting them know even that we have programs that we use where we schedule our posts ahead of time so they don't have to be stressing about at 7 a.m. putting a post out for the challenge of the day or whatever you're doing, that I can hear over the phone just people feeling a lot more relaxed. Oh, that's great. I can schedule that ahead of time. And I'm like, yes, definitely. I work too, and I can't just be committed to being on Facebook at 7 a.m. every single day because I'm actually in my car on my way to work. And then utilizing the Coach Online Office. Make sure that you're talking to them about that and about how they can use that, the FAQs in there. They can utilize the Coach 411, the news, the feed that comes up on the upper right-hand side, the training videos for new coaches that are in there. They can utilize that Coach Online Office too. It's a great resource for new coaches. Can be very overwhelming, but it's a great resource as well. Then after that Getting Started Right call, you can also, and I highly encourage following up with them, making sure you're giving them those action steps. So like I said, if they said their goal is to make $200 in their first month, telling them to help 3 people get started with the challenge pack, and they're already going to be on their way to that Success Starters ticket. I follow up with my coaches weekly. I know Sean does this with most of her coaches, especially those of us who are working the business. Follow up with them weekly minimum if they are wanting to work the business. That way you can really help motivate, support them, give them tips, help inspire them, keep them going forward, because it's very easy, especially as a new coach, and this is something that I will say too, to feel overwhelmed at first. It's like starting a new job, except you're teaching yourself, except we have the trainings. So it can be overwhelming, and they have to give themselves that time to feel more confident with what they're doing. And you can also use your business activity tracker to track your coaches. I put their name in. I put down if they've done the Getting Started Right call, so that can be next to their name, a section. Then the trainings that they go through, the Girl Boss training, Push to Emerald training, and then if they're hitting Success Club. You can also put in there some other things that I just thought of, because when I start talking, I get to thinking things like their goals and their why that you talk to them about. You can put those in there as well. And when you're doing this Getting Started Right call, you guys, it is awesome to get on the phone with your coaches, but not only that, but to even like FaceTime with them, or even I do with my coaches in Canada, I will do like the FaceTime through Facebook. That way we're not utilizing our phone data and whatnot, but we're just using Facebook to chat. And then seeing each other's faces is awesome, because that helps them to connect and you to connect with them and understand each other a little bit more and have a better relationship right off the bat. So ask them, hey, are you okay doing a face-to-face call with me? And a lot of people will really love that. All right, so the importance of the trainings. So as all of you know, especially since you're in the Diamond group, the trainings are so important. And a lot of times you guys are redoing the basic training groups over and over again. And to me, it feels like you're taking away different things and learning new things every time, even though we're practically giving you the same information. It's so easy, like I said, even with that quote at the beginning, to reread something or re-listen to it and get something more and deeper out of it. So the importance of the trainings is really to learn the basics, especially the Girl Boss group, you guys. That is where people are going to learn the basics and the foundations of what we are doing as coaches, so that they are not feeling so overwhelmed. They're going to get a little bit of information each and every day and be able to move their business forward. They're going to learn those systems that we've created. So getting in the trainings helps learn the system, so that they're not having to recreate the entire system again, unless that's something that they want to do and they find a different way easier. It gives them those daily check-ins and that extra accountability. We're able to see the coaches who are participating in the groups and who are really putting in that time and effort to their business, so that we can help them and direct them in the direction that they need to go with building their business. So those check-ins and the accountability are also important to new coaches. It helps develop strong leaders. Who in this group is not a strong leader? You guys are all strong leaders. We see it each and every day, and the check-ins that you're doing in this group, and what you're doing with Success Club, and what you're doing with adding new coaches, and just putting yourself out there in social media. That's what these trainings are doing. They're helping develop confidence, you guys. That positivity, the motivation, all of it is coming from these trainings. So making sure that you're getting those coaches into a training group as soon as possible is so crucial to keep that excitement and that fire lit underneath them. The trainings also help people get moving forward with their challenge groups, helps them to learn those systems and learn the basics of what we have for them with challenge groups, and they can then make their own challenge groups. I know for myself, I keep doing my 5-day healthy eating groups as my free group, and yet I have some coaches, some newer coaches on my team who were decided I'm going to do something different, because I feel like a lot of people are doing the healthy eating groups. And I had some amazing free groups on my team that did like push-ups and sit-ups and planks, and everybody like every week did a different challenge group, and it was fun to watch. And everybody was then like, hey, do you have your post from that group that you did? Because I want to use it too. So those challenge groups are a way to really train people as well. the other thought with challenge groups too, you guys, is when you have those challenge groups going every single month, whether they're free or paid groups, people are going to be learning from you. They're going to be learning what a coach actually does. And that's why it's important to host the free groups and the paid groups, because people are going to spark some interest in the free group. They're going to then hopefully move into your paid group. They're going to become a leader in that group, and you're going to be able to talk to them about becoming a coach. And your coaches then are going to replicate that system, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. With the trainings, you're also going to be able to see who on your team is all in. It's really easy to see from the groups and from what people are doing on their social media, who's staying consistent. And it doesn't mean that people aren't wanting to be all in, but who is actively all in, that you can then say, okay, well, I know this person's really wanting to move their business forward. I need to make sure that I'm supporting them and giving them the time that they deserve. Everybody deserves our time, but some people are going to earn a little bit more of our chunk of time that we're putting into our teams. The trainings also create successful coaches. So by going through these trainings, you guys know, those of you who keep doing the trainings and who really apply what you're learning in the trainings and are teaching your coaches what you're learning in the trainings and getting them into the trainings, you are creating a successful business. You are hitting Success Club 5 and higher every month. You're rank advancing to Emerald, rank advancing to Ruby. You're just continuing to grow that income as well. And one thing that I also wrote down in my notes from Summit was this statistic here, and I'm not a numbers person, so you're not going to see a bunch of numbers from me, but coaches who hit Success Club 5 and higher in 2014 earned 23 times more income than coaches who did not. Oh my God, you guys, that's huge. 23 times more income. And number one, I sit here and think to myself, we're not here all for the money, right? We're here to help people. But if you can just help then 3 people, 5 people every single month with their health and fitness, then you're going to be increasing your income by 23 times. That is amazing. And of course, that doesn't happen overnight. You need to be here in a year, and you need to teach your coaches the same thing. You need to make Success Club a priority for everyone who's wanting to build a business. So, some support and recognition tips for you with getting your coaches started right. When you're getting your coaches started right, it's so important to make sure either you or they are introducing themselves as a new coach. There is the post that we have, and we've given you in the Girl Boss group in the past, that introduce yourself. They can make up their own introduction of themselves. You can create an introduction of themselves. When they sign up as a coach, I will sometimes, if I don't know the person very well, say they haven't been in a lot of my challenge groups and we're just really still getting to know each other, I will attach the About Me form. If you do not have that, let me know and I will post it in the Diamond group. But it is a form that I also have on my files tab of my team page too. I'm sure Sean has it in hers. But it is something that they can fill out that talks about them some more, so that when I'm doing their introduction, I know more about them even before I get on the phone call with them, because I will attach that About Me form to their welcome email. I used to do it for every coach, but now I just do it for the ones that I don't know as personally. You want to celebrate all of the success. You can celebrate that success on your personal page and tag them in a post. You can celebrate that success on your team page, but I highly encourage you to be celebrating success all the time, because we do not get that clap, that tap on the back, none of that like we would probably get from our jobs. And not everybody gets that even at their job. So if you can create that excitement from celebrating success that your coaches are having, that's even better. I know I try really hard to do this every single day on my team page, but you could also post it on your personal pages as well. Just shout out coaches. It doesn't have to be rank advancing. It can be, hey, my coach so-and-so just added their first coach to their team. It is awesome. You know, whatever you want to say in that post, you can call that person out on Facebook or celebrate the success of a non-skill victory that they had, whatever it may be, but any and all success, their first challenge pack, their first program sale, shout that out on your team page. Really just making sure that people know what is going on, and then that's going to get other people on the team excited too. And then when you're posting it on your personal page, it's going to create interest from those who have been watching you, and they're seeing that you're building these successful coaches as well. They're going to want in on it, I promise you, little by little. Make sure you're checking in daily and weekly to give those coaches support. So we already touched on that. So making sure that you're messaging. I go through my whole team every week. Sometimes it varies the day of which I'm messaging them, but every week I message my coaches, every single one, discount, hobby, all in. If they're on my team page, they get a message every single week from me checking in. A lot of them I'm already talking with daily, especially those who are working the business. But they're always getting messages from me with support, encouragement. Hey, I see this is great, blah, blah, blah. But just making sure that you're checking in with them so that they know that they're being supported by you. Another way to support your coaches is with the systems. So we already talked about this as well, but making sure that you're giving those coaches systems that they can follow and duplicate so that they are not having to go back and recreate the system. Been there, done that. It's not fun. It takes time. And what I tell my coaches is, I want you to have success faster than me, so I'm giving you my system so that you can get there even faster, because I want them to have the success. Share with your team what works great. What did you post that worked great? What are you doing in a challenge group that went really well? What is a prize that you're giving away in your challenge group or on social media that people are really excited and interested in? You know, just making sure that you're sharing those types of things helps your coaches to have that extra support to know what is going well. Of course, what goes well for me might not go well for somebody else, but it's just something that other people can try when they're looking for new ideas. And another thing that when I was going through my notes from Summit with this whole getting coaches started right, is you are a leader. You're not a manager. So you want to lead your team. You don't want to have to manage everybody in every single thing that you're doing. You want to be a leader. So you have to create these leaders on your team. And this is something that I'm still learning. This is something I'm still working on and doing personal development on every single week, almost every single day. But you want to be a leader to your team. You want to give them all of the information that they need so they can then become a strong leader, because that's how you're then going to keep rank advancing. That's how, if you're creating those strong leaders, they're going to be building a strong, successful business, which is going to create a strong and successful business for yourself. It's just going to keep rippling affecting for you. But you just have to find that way that you're not going to be managing people. I know for myself, when I had my first couple of coaches, I was trying to manage them. I've never been a leader. I've never been in a leadership position in a job before. So to have the confidence to be a leader is still something that I struggle with. So it's something that you really have to step outside that comfort zone. If it's something that you struggle with, if it's something that you're strong with, be sharing with other coaches on your team page about what is working well for leadership even for you, but really just making sure that you're not sitting there telling people do this and do that and do this and do that and just giving them everything that they need. Instead, giving them the systems that you've created and being there to support them. That is very helpful for myself in moving my team forward as well. And then the other thing that I really want to talk to you guys about with creating your team and getting coaches started right is creating a culture for your team. What do you want for your team? This is all just some things that I wrote down that I had on the top of my head. But do you want your team page to be fun? Do you want your coaches on your team to be fun? Do you want it to be fun and exciting? I know I would want that for myself. Create a team culture around Success Club. Make it very much people driven. So what I mean by this is, it wasn't something that I did at first with my team page for a very long time until this year to make it more Success Club driven. I think it was at a Super Saturday event that this hit home for me. And so I want to share it with you is, I was afraid to share with my team my success. I was afraid to share with my team my Success Club points. I was afraid to share with my team my earnings because that wasn't something that you talk about. That wasn't how I was raised. But what I found is we have to create this culture of Success Club, or else we're not going to help our coaches get started right? So we want to make it more people driven so we're not focusing so much on the numbers of Success Club. So saying, you know, I helped one person get started with their health and fitness today, and talking to your coaches about helping 3 to 5 people every month get started with their health and fitness, or whatever their goals may be. But talk about the people more than the numbers, and that will make a difference too. You see Sean and myself even doing the banners on our team pages for people who hit Success Club every month, or who are almost there. That's why we talk about it on the team calls, because hitting Success Club is so important for moving a business forward, you guys. It's non-negotiable. So you have to create the culture around that Success Club, whether it be the prizes. Some people are very prize driven. Some people are very people driven. So just creating that culture so that people feel confident and comfortable there. Create an environment of consistency. You know, do you want that culture that you have to be consistency? Do you want people to be showing up every single day? If you're not showing up every single day, it's going to be harder to have your team members show up every day. You have to be that leader. You don't want to be managing people and saying, hey, I need you to show up tomorrow and coach for 2 hours, but I'm going to take the day off. You know, you want to be that leader and be sharing, you know, I worked 2 hours on my business today. I invited 3 people to my network. I invited 5 people to my next challenge group, and I talked to 1 person about the coaching opportunity. You know, you really want to get that out there. Everybody's going to have different days. Everybody's going to, you know, have different things they're working on each day. Some people might be scheduling posts the one day where somebody else is reaching out to so many people that day. So everybody's going to be a little bit different, but be consistent in showing up for your team. That's part of becoming a leader. Create a culture of confidence. You know, people really struggle with confidence. I struggle with confidence. It's in a post I did tonight. And that's something that, you know, you can share more personal development on. You can share videos on, quotes on. Even on my team page, I try to even do a motivational Monday quote or video for my team, because I just want to help motivate and create confidence for those members of my team, because I know how hard it is sometimes to have confidence in what we're doing, and to really be putting ourselves out there every single day. Create a culture of belief. Let people know they need to believe in themselves. Having that positive thought process is so helpful when creating your business. They have to believe in themselves. So is that something that you want for your team too? That's something that I want for my team, and so that's something that I post about. Creating the culture of just being driven. You know, when you're putting your posts out on social media asking people to join your team, are you wanting driven coaches? Are you wanting people who are self-motivated? Who is it that you want on your team? That way you're attracting those people to you. Even when you are posting and inviting people to your team, you are attracting people that are like you. So making sure that you put those words out there and people know more about who you are, and maybe even creating a video about who you're looking for your team. Creating a culture of no excuses. So when we talk about Success Club and being people driven, there's that non-negotiable hitting Success Club every single month with no excuses. So when it comes down to the last day of the month, be talking to them about and messaging them behind the scenes saying, how can I help you hit Success Club? Here's some tips for you. Really being that leader once again. Another quote that I had written down in my notes from Summit. If you're not signed up for Summit, you better get signed up, because going through my notes, creating this training for you guys, it really hit home for me a lot and really sparked some things inside of me again. But the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So you guys, in order to be leaders and not be, you know, that manager of people, you need to create the speed of your business. So if you are wanting to grow a big business in the next year, you have to be putting in that time and be leading other people on your team so that they know where they're going to. You know, it's something, again, where I had to get past sharing my Success Club points and my earnings with my team, because I know for myself, when I was thinking about signing up as a coach, well, I was already signed up, about becoming an active coach and helping people, I was seeing other coaches that I was following posting about what they were doing with their business, where they were getting their earnings to, and how long it took them to get those earnings, and how many people they were helping with Success Club every month. And I was like, why not me? So when you're sharing those things with your team, it's not so much to be bragging, it's more to say, hey, here is what is possible, and then creating that pace for your team as well. So the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Write that down. So, final slide for you guys tonight. The key to success is to start before you are ready. This is another quote that I've written down from Summit. And the thought process that I had here for you guys is, with becoming a leader, it's something that's very scary. It's very scary for myself. I am afraid of failure. I am afraid to let people down. I'm afraid to do things wrong. But we have to start doing these things before we're fully ready. If we wait until we're ready, it could be a year or 2 years down the road. And we want to build our businesses faster than that. I'm sure if you're on this training, you're wanting to build a business. You're wanting to have a deep down why, and you're wanting to work towards those goals. So if you are wanting to have that success, you have to start now. You have to just start doing things. And even if you fail forward and learn from what happened. If you miss Success Club by 1 point, and hello, I've been there, you have to keep trying, right? So the success that you have is only going to come if you start trying. So try every single day. And even if you don't have a perfect day, try again harder the next day. One thing that I hear from Melanie all the time, and you guys obviously know I love Melanie, is she always says that every day do a half of a fingernail more or something like that than what you think is possible, because you just have to do a little bit more than what you think is possible in order to build this business. And you just have to keep trying. Just try and put yourself out there, because it's going to happen. But if you wait until you have this whole beautiful system created, or if you want to launch a blog post and you're wanting to get it perfect before you launch it and introduce it to other people, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years before you are actually ready. You just need to get it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know for myself, I can be a perfectionist. Again, I don't want things to be wrong. So you just have to get it out there and get past that. So, any questions? I hope that I didn't keep you guys too long. I tried to make this as quick as possible. If you have any questions, post them on the reminder post from tonight. I am going to pull that up here in the Dash to Diamond group. Oh my goodness. You guys have been working while I've been talking. Sean added it to the Diamond file already. The Getting Started Right call. Ashley, you're a list person. I am too. I have to check things off. And that's basically why I rewrite the ropes thing down every single time I talk to a new coach, because I'm a list person too. So thank you, Sean, for adding those in while we were on the call. That's very helpful. Yes, Lee, I love it. So also Lee mentioned that she puts people or tells people to get on the wait list for Summit, because there is a wait list already, and the sooner they get on the wait list, the sooner they'll come off and the better price that they'll get. And it also means that they're all in and on the plan to be here in a year. She also tells people what she learned from Summit and how it has helped her push her business forward. Lee's doing awesome. The coaches who have gone to Summit are doing awesome. Do I have a Getting Started Right layout? Lacey, are you talking about the email or the phone call? If you can post that in the group so I know. The email I will attach it in the files to our team page again. I believe it's already there, so I'll tag you if it's already there. And then with the phone call, it's basically the ropes. And then I've added in some information that I talked about on that main slide too, that I talked to coaches who are wanting to move their business forward, because that Getting Started Right call will kind of let you know more about if they're wanting to be a hobby coach or if they're wanting to be all in. Great. So Lee said she has a quote from Insanity Max 30, and I hear her saying this all the time, even when we were at Summit. And it says, when I can't do one more, I do 3 more. Keeps pushing herself further. So the phone call, yes. Lacey, the Getting Started Right phone call, I follow the ropes that Sean just posted in the Diamond group. So that is where I have always started. And then I will talk to them about those extra things depending on what their goals and why are. And as far as starting your own team page, It's totally up to you when you start your own team page. There's no right or wrong. I started mine like as soon as I had a coach because I didn't have really people to add to another page where I could really help them. So Lacey, it's totally up to you. You can keep adding your coaches to our team page, and then when you have a group of people, you can create your own team page. I know Erin, I think, has her own team page at this point. Yes, and Sean said like when you become diamond, that's when a lot of coaches recommend then starting your own team page. So that is also helpful. That way you have that whole community of support that they can be a part of. You don't have to post for them when we're going to be doing these trainings and things. They're already going to get that from the team that they're on. And also, if you are wanting to start doing your own trainings, then that would be a good time to do it too. I don't like Sean's face. Sorry, guys. Any other questions? You guys have great questions. Sean, if you have to go, I understand. No, you're okay? Okay. Any other questions? I'm not seeing anything coming through yet here. I'll give everybody one more minute if you have any other questions. Let me check one more thing here. All right, I'm not seeing anything else come through. Thank you, you guys, for jumping on with me tonight. I tried to make it as quick as possible, but give you the basic information about getting your coaches started right. Thanks, Sean. If you have to, go back through and rewatch the recording from tonight because it was a lot of information, especially for those of you who are just starting to build your own business. And if you have questions, let us know. You can post them in the Diamond group. You can ask Sean or myself or your upline coach, and we are happy to help you as well. But we will let you guys get on with your night, and thank you for getting on. Bye.